in this house runs a forum for people who, like her, spend their lives caring for a disabled relative at home.
It's called Carer Watch, and it's based on the internet.
So, in normal circumstances, what kind of things would be talked about on the carer forum?
Any issues to do with carers. I mean, there are obviously all the financial issues. I mean, they're very big. But there's also the emotional side of it, you know, being a carer, talking to one another about the stresses of it, that's very helpful too.
So what was the first indication that there was something untoward occurring?
Well, there was no indication. We had no idea at all. I mean, we just all individually got up one morning and couldn't get the thing to work and didn't understand why. And nobody told us anything was happening. But
What was your first thought that there was something?
I just thought it. You know, there are all sorts of things that go down, often goes down the internet on various reasons, doesn't it? We didn't really think anything of it. We just thought they were done. Sometimes they do maintenance and things like that. You know, we just sort of live with it. But as the day went on, and nobody could sort of get anything to come up, and it had a very strange notice up on it, sort of putting all the rules for the host's rules about how to conduct a forum on it. And that was suddenly appeared, and that'd never been on there before. And then a buzz seemed to be going around on the internet that several groups had been taken down by Atos overnight. So we began to think that might have happened to us.
I'd never heard of Atos until I stumbled on this story. They're a French IT company employed by the British government to visit everyone on incapacity benefit to determine if they should still be eligible. If they're deemed to be possibly not disabled enough, they're put into a group where their benefits could be under threat.
A lot of the disabled community, quite honestly, are absolutely terrified of what's going on.
Now, Atos and the government, and probably some people watching this, would say that in theory what they're doing is a positive thing, because, you know, there's nothing more invigorating than getting out and getting back to work and so on.
I can fully accept that. But when there's people who are seriously ill, terminally ill, that's been told the fact they're fit for work, I don't think anybody objects to fair assessments being done on people.
We've never campaigned against Atos because we see this as the government that have changed the system, and that if Atos weren't doing it, somebody else would be doing it.
Basically, a lot of the people, especially people with serious illnesses and disabilities, the people that understand the problems that they've got are the GPs and the consultants. And basically, the people who are doing the assessments for Atos, quite the majority of them actually, nurses and physiotherapists, on a simple tick box questionnaire, they're totally discrediting the opinions of their consultants and doctors.
So you wrote a website, Critical, and I presume there was probably stuff on your website that probably was a bit libelous.
It depends on what you call libelous. One of the things they objected to was a banner that said Atos kills, which,
I mean, that sounds a bit libelous.
Well, it depends how you interpret kills, but if you look at it in cases like Paul Ricky from Edinburgh, that's committed suicide after failing Atos assessments.
Paul Ricky was a writer and a punk singer who played alongside The Fall and Nick Cave. He killed himself in June 2010. He didn't leave a suicide note, but he carefully laid out 2 letters on the table. One told him that his housing benefit had been stopped. The other told him that his incapacity benefit had been stopped.
I'll just put the printer up. It's brilliant, I managed to get that off FreeCycle.
How long are these letters?
16 pages each one.
There we are.
It hasn't finished. I need to put some more paper in.
Oh really? It's not even finished yet?
No.
Is that the last of them?
Yeah. It's all listing the copyrights that they're alleging we've breached and... Urgent. Dear Sirs, reafteratos.org. We understand that you are the owner of the above-named website. We write with reference to the content of the website, several statements of which are libelous to Atos Origin and Atos Healthcare, together Atos. We draw your attention to a few examples of libelous statements on the website viewed on 13th of May 2011, copies of which are enclosed for your convenience. Home page, Atos kills. Home page, Atos health scare. Home page, please help after Atos keep a record of the abuse being carried against the sick and disabled by Atos. Petitions page, Atos has treated the disabled disgracefully and is in breach of common human rights found in the European Bill of Human Rights. Please remove all libelous statements and Atos logos from the website immediately. In the meantime, we will reserve all our legal rights against you, and the speed of your response will determine the next steps with regard to this matter. So my hosting company said that unless I removed the content of the website, that they'd cancel my hosting account. So in them circumstances, I had to take the website down. Carer Watch forum that they closed down, they actually closed it down for a link to a comment on another website. It's almost as if they picked on the people who they thought they were weakest.
The host said that they'd received a letter from Atos, from the solicitors to Atos, saying that they were suing us for libel. And so the host said he was very frightened of a British libel law, really, and he just took the thing down defensively, really, to protect himself.
And did you find out what it was that you'd done?
No, and no idea at all. We didn't know what they sent it about. So
you know now? We
do know now. It was just one post 5 months before.
It was
one post 5 months before that none of us had even seen. And it was and it's a discussion group that we run, so things are only current for about 2 or 3 days, and then the discussion moves on. No one picked this post up, no one discussed it, and it's 5 months old and in the archives. And I don't know why they would have found it or be thinking about it. It was a complete mystery to us.
And was it a slanderous post?
It was a link to another site. It wasn't anything posted on our site. It was a link to another site.
It was a link?
And the other site is still up, and the thing that they objected to that we linked to is still up.
And is it slanderous?
How do I know? I mean, these are libel laws, aren't they? And it was terrible because all these people who are our members that rely on our forum, who are already terrified of Atos, suddenly found by looking on the internet that their site had been closed down by Atos, and it just made them more, well, we don't know because we weren't in touch with them, but we were just worried that a lot of them were so vulnerable that they would be even more frightened and that they couldn't get in touch with us because we lost the contact list and everything. So we were just worried that all our members would be out there in distress, and some of them are very vulnerable, and we couldn't get in touch with them.
You know, a couple of days ago I was giving a talk in Lancaster, just at a university, not a big deal, like 150 people, and I mentioned Atos and I mentioned the fact that they sent out these cease and desist letters, and at the end of the night someone came up to me when I was in the bar afterwards saying, I work for them, I work for Atos, and we've been told to look out for slander. And I very much enjoyed your talk, but you did slander us, and so I'm going to report you to my to the higher authority at Atos.
Well, I suggest in the end we sorted it out with Atos, so perhaps you'll have to do what we did.
What did you do?
Well, we didn't know what to do. The other groups that were taken down, they went off to Iceland because for some reason they think it's safer in Iceland, so perhaps you'd better go to Iceland. I think the final agreement we came to was we would take this post off, and they would in future, if they objected to anything on our site, get in contact with us personally and not do this to us again.
Phil's website now operates from Iceland, which turns out to be a kind of free speech safe haven for ISPs. We asked Atos for an interview, and instead they gave us a written statement. It said, Atos Healthcare fully supports the rights of people to express their opinions. However, some comments on the Carer Watch forum fell far outside the boundaries of fair comment and included malicious, unsubstantiated and tasteless allegations relating to our company and our employees. In order to protect the reputation of our company and employees, we requested that these defamatory comments be removed from the forum. We did not ask for the closure of either the forum or the wider site. We recognise that Carer Watch is a useful resource for the carer community, and we took steps to help bring the site back as quickly as possible.